Hey y'all, welcome back to American Plains Mudding. And I got some kind of, for pretty intense for you, some kind of a little bit one thing. We're gonna be going for an off-road madness, or we try to drive for an old-fashioned, old semi-truck. It's not just like this one thing, because probably we're not using some kind of any of these trailers, because that must be one old-fashioned truck right over here, and a mud truck right over back here at inside of some kind of garage. But right there, we're gonna be doing for an off-road madness. Which should be I gotta be able to choose first, or pretty much one. I'll be taking for this truck, and because tomorrow morning will be exactly we're gonna be doing for off-road madness. So first thing you need to do, we're gonna be driving all the way to this one thing as well. I do not use some kind of a sequential transmission because this video contains loud noises, and we just try to make things a 9th gear. As you can see, that semi-truck I just driving here, this is not an absolutely one semi-truck, is absolutely one thing. I think we should be able to slow down, and because starting with the 5th gear, this is not Brazil like this one, because it belongs some kind of Colombia like these things. There must be a 10th gear available like this one, and we probably are very sure this truck is gotta be loud. I'm probably very sure if I just return out here, the top speed is 64 miles an hour, and it's ridiculously loud. As we came far, we're gonna be getting down over here, and we're not taking onto the off-road. There must be trailers available, or loading stocks, as we can reach all the way back down here. We made it onto the car wash, and there's our new home. And because despite seeing this, I cannot able to park here, because there's only one thing. Because I'm just gonna be trying to reverse down, and look how it is. And I forgot to turn off the engine and jump out of the vehicle. So anyways, it's not just a quick video for any about these things. If I just gonna be despawn the car, so we have 2 slots available. We got 1 truck, and there must be 1 mud truck as well. I should be able to delete first. But tomorrow, we're gonna be held at day into the off-roading madness. And by the way, this shouldn't able to get for much able to do for its 15 minutes of this video. Once I just walked back there, I just got this truck and about for the most likely sunsets around here. So we're gonna be picking up for one condition, and we'll be trying to get all the way to the off-road as fast as possible before I just probably using a mud truck as well. I'm possibly that I shouldn't be able to get away. I'm using a Silverado without the cab, and should I able to close that door, but it's gotta be too late as well. So I'm just leaving the old home back into this way, and I'm gonna be driving on this thing. And as you just try to get away with this thing, let's go on to the 6th gear and let's find our way a new home. So we have to find all the way for some kind of houses before we're gonna be making onto this one strategy. I can't sleep on today, but around here, because on this morning, I can't believe this isn't gonna be going for a very much off-roading strategy. If I'm possibly going for off-road in one time, we have 6 gears, and it's possibly this is gonna be really loud all the way into the off-road selection. As you can see, the sunset's not absolutely beautiful, but screwing the stop sign as well without getting caught by the police. So still managed to continue to go, and heard Asian stuff around here for many more reasons. I despite seeing here for some kind of Arabic language, so let's just turn off the chat filter immediately, and we're just gonna be keeping your tab off. And we're gonna be starting all the way out and 2 for the off-road selections about here. we're starting on to the trial 1, unless we have to just head it out over here. So this spot I never really heard of, and this spot I just literally gonna be going to do so. I cannot able to return back home, but since I just gonna be completely going to get gone too long. And now we shouldn't able to go for off-roading anyway. Now, which trial we just gonna be wanted to choose? It should be held at daytime. What's just gonna be doing for an off-road trials or off-road madness everywhere? Let's see how we're gonna be starting in the trial 1. This is not an absolutely one trial, that because that my truck could be extremely dirty as well. As you can see, late morning that I just switched the server. Now we're gonna be getting into the trailers, but in the end, I'll wash myself into the vehicle as well. So we'll be might to face to seeing this, as we just completely washing off the vehicle and off the tires as well. So probably let's get reaching all the way into itself for one thing. So the early on this morning, we're not able to try for another attempt, because in this server we'll absolutely disconnect everything and everyone as well, include them. So this is the trial number 1, and I'm about to here we go about this. Now starting off with the off-road madness. Now let's just gonna be make it all the way. It's pretty safe to do so, but turns out it contains some kind of gravels and stuff. But I'm making sure that keeping on the engine temperature and avoid the mud as possible. This is where some kind of an off-road meet before the first trial we came from. Avoid the muds by not going to the left side of the road, and then I just see mud around here beyond those left tires, front and rear. So look how we just gonna be doing for some kind of deadly roads of Bolivia. And we just gonna be doing for such as off-road madness out here by using this truck, Silverado. As we just came above for this thing as well. Second gear enabled. And we just gonna be trying to use some kind of maximize the gear as well. Hitting the 1 gear. And maximum with throttle, fade off. As we just climb off without having much more miles. Hitting around the 3rd gear. And 4th gear, which is all the way going up into the mountain. Oh geez. There must be a huge mudslide everywhere. All tires are just, oh dear. The entire body is covered in mud. And the entire vehicle is covered in mud too. So despite saying this, gotta look worse about this thing. The trial number 1 is crazy. Beyond of this volcano, smash into the dirt. But into the 2nd gear we go. Now we just gonna be trying to look out of this one side. Trial 1 has been completed, but it's full of dirty stuff on it. I make sure we're gonna be getting back onto some kind of farm as well. So it's time to head on to the farm. I'm sorry that I just literally ran into the wrong stage. Just literally getting myself away and avoid these things as well. So there must be the big farm, and looks like it's gonna be anywhere as well. So I just gotta be looked away for this, because I feel I'm so extremely dirty in the back of this vehicle. But probably tractors required for using this. And I just gotta be going to get away with this one, because I just gotta be returned back into the dealership, and we're not trying for this attempt again. Now the trial number 2 is going to be up next, except there must be an off-road center around here. Let's just gonna be doing for one madness thing. There must be some kind of semi-trucks going on over here. So when I just look onto this, I just gonna be need to get a little bit far all the way. There must be water in it. And there must be gonna be an off-road references onto their back. This is the basic off-roading like we set to this. Now hit us back into the third gear. And you should be able to get all around all of the road course. A mud selection of this thing. I shouldn't be able to get avoid to this thing. So we're just not able to touch grass around here. So there must be one big problem over here. There must be a semi-truck blocking its way. I think there's two old-fashioned classic semi-trucks. We're just gonna be getting our way, but fighting together around it. Keeps on blocking all the way because something isn't gonna be very right. After it gotta be passed over, these semi-trucks aren't able to complete each other. They just fighting. Or some kind of climbing all over to get ourselves our way. I think there must be, it turns out, it goes on to the traffic jams as well. I should be gonna be getting on. There's one volunteer. And it's not gonna be meant to be such as a, oh dear. I shouldn't be able to start speeding all over to the south. And because of that, semi-truck keeps on gotta get worse around here. He's eventually stuck away for right there. He must be strong. I'll be waiting until the throttle of the truck is gonna be fully throttled around here. I don't really think this trucker is going to be back itself up. Oh dear. I think this is gonna be started to get blocking off me. I really don't think this is gonna be worse than I ever imagined. And now we should be able to turn back as well. I think that trucker's stuck. Including me. I really don't think this isn't absolutely gonna be taking for so long. The next morning, I cannot believe this isn't actually going on. Let's just gonna be getting out of my way. And let's just complete it to go for the off-road selection number 2. Because due to some kind of weirdly traffic jams whatsoever, I have to get there fast before it's going to be too late, of course. I don't want to get for a night off-roader about here. And we're just going to be going left. That's where he said. Wait, there must be a secret hideout. There must be a hidden Humvee around here inside of that cave. Until nighttime. But maybe next time we'll be finding out what's going on inside of that tunnel. So the off-road selection 2 has been complete. Now where should be in the next one? Well, I suggest I should be gonna be going on to the off-road trial number 3. And this is where I shouldn't be able to go into the mud selection because this is where it all dangerous comes from. And it's gonna be lead on to the safe way is gonna be onto your right. Now going straight will lead on to the off-road selection. So there we gonna be going all over here. Into that bridge will be lead into the mud selection course. I should be gonna be taken around left. And will not see that I just faced the dirty line. I see mud. And because I'm making things a little bit dirty as well. So I should pretty avoid this. I think this is the mud selection. And I should be able to get back into the bridge. And then it's not going to be on to this later. And I'm trying not supposed to go there. And looks like there must be a big puddle. And I just might be able to see mud out there. And started to get this vehicle dirty and staying done with some kind of... Oh dear, there's the big mud as well. Should I just go here? It's gonna be deep. And the entire vehicle is dirty, I guess. And let's just get right back here to the car wash, and tomorrow we're gonna be headed all the way to for the off-road selection number 4. As you can see, this because of that American Plains modding update is pretty some kind of a little bit awesome after Independence Day. The earlier in the next morning we came after car washes. Before this is absolutely a preview. We cannot pass a truck as well. As we look onto all the way upside here, hearing a tractor going on the left side of the road. Now I can't believe that wasn't going to be going to just 65 miles an hour. We just wrecked up the truck, and we just going to be trying to overtake the truck. As before, that doesn't matter, that we're going to be going on here. It's the early morning around here because somebody despawns around here. As you can see in the chat filter, that doesn't going to be making any such longer as well. Now, it's pretty something is going to be very early, and let's just do for some kind of a racetrack off-roading like we said there. As we just try to do many more things as well, we came up into the next morning. Because maybe later we're going to be going on to the racetrack and some other kinds of else. What we will doing about this. Now let's just going to be trying to get ourselves for off-roading another time. Because this is where we're going to be going on to the second time of off-roading. And because we're the last videos that were the last video for around here. So the last video that I just recently uploaded is we're going to be going for the off-road madness out there, as we just came by into some kind of other hidden like these things. We're not going to go straight over here, we're just going to be going down. Now let's just try to get up here seriously, and probably I think this is some kind of the last time. We went there for this in the last time as well. The last time that we get here, we're just going to be doing for some kind of off-road like this. But now, this is the second or the third time all the way for up here. And probably it's been for such a long decade since I missed off-roading. So, it looks like we're just going to be taking all the way up here. As we cannot able to get around here, just slow down and try to slam on the brakes. And then, not to this one as well. We pretty think we're just going to be keep on carefully around for many more decades and reasons. While we was on the jump, and we still going to be getting from. And keep on off-roading means it's going to be taking for a very such longer as well. This is where some kind of park is going to be going up here. Instead, I just literally seen for this some kind of mountain. Now we just continue going off-road straight down and headed all the way to the camp, but screwing the stop sign as well. Still, we never get caught as well. Probably, if there must be a police update in American Plains modding, we're just going to be going into the campsite and find some tents whatsoever. Now we're just literally hitting the 4th gear, and we're gonna be hurry as fast as possible before it's going to be too late in the dark. Before then, I was actually started to get a little bit worried somehow. And let's get right into the camp, but maybe next time also. I never should be able to go around here before I just currently using for this off-road vehicle instead of the SUVs. So we're gonna be doing another time as well. We didn't make an absolutely one reverse things as well. We're gonna slam the emergency brakes around here, so we're just gonna be hold to press P. That is absolutely using for some kind of a parking brakes as well. As we might be able to see the dark, we're just going to be eventually turning all two sides of on like these days as well. And we're just going to be still to keep on pushing further around here while I was in a hurry. And it's not going to be making for such a very hard time or bad time of this, like the Vanos gaming, like this one side. I'm just gonna be going for a round into the park where some kind of off-road vehicles have parked their sides and enjoy the park. Around here, I just slightly going down so fast before it hits around into the tunnel. Let's go on to turn onto the headlights on, and what we'll see, it was hidden. So this is where you lead into the camp, but I guess we're gonna be going here. And guess what? This is not the part that I just gonna be doing awaits around here. This is where we're gonna be doing for setting up some camp admin uses only, and probably it's not gonna be making so much sense at all, because since then, and that the last part that I just literally did here, I immediately turning off the headlights off, and we're gonna be headed out all the way into this some kind of an off-roading madness around here for the off-roading test. The off-roading test 4 and 5, or the campsite, have just completed. What was next, and we're just gonna be trying to do. So we're just completely went back into this only one thing. And because since I didn't keep on running all the way on out here before, that doesn't gonna be making matters even worse. Now let's go on to your left, and this is some kind of a racetrack map as well. The off-roading racetrack is absolutely pretty insanely fun for some kind of people as well. As we're just gonna be going on to this one, when final lap should be gonna be going on to your left, that will lead into the finish line going up here. This is some kind of the off-roading circuit, which is ridiculously only one thing that we can trust. The American Plains mudding is somewhere that can give us some kind of a little bit one thing. The off-roading, this racing map is not going to be a racing map like this thing. This is not just a racing map as well, that I already said for in 2 times. And probably I feel something very stressful around what is going on. I'm currently using for this off-road truck, committed it around here for this off-roading trials around here, except muds around here. Let's get into the harder ways. I don't really think we're just gonna be hitting it around from gear number 1 to gear 2. I might gonna be going this way as well, and despite this is gonna be too dangerous around here, so let's do another attempt. And it's not going to be very such as an easy way, and so that should be able to turn back. So I never, despite this, going to be going all the way here. So unfortunately we cannot able to do many attempts as possible because this is too dangerous around here, and because due to this update that can be slightly extremely more dangerous. I don't really think this is going to be a complete dangerous situation around here onto this new map. And because of the map changes, it is going to be pretty wild out here. Oh dear, we just eventually flipped over and failed for this test. This is where I cannot actually going to be going into. Oh dear, it's just going to be some waste of time. And I have completely stuck onto that mountain. So let's just turn off the engine and stomp the vehicle down. And oh dear, we cannot able to just push the truck down. I think it's stuck. Oh well, I guess I might able to end of this video anyways. So, but probably since we failed, I cannot believe that shouldn't able to go back into the track as well. So we're just completely stuck. And there we go. But looks like we just still managed to get completely stuck out there. Finally, we're completely free to go. And made it all the way into the top. Finally, this is where I believe some kind of an off-road masters like these ones. I feel I'm pretty such as a master, but such is more better than the Toyota 4Runner. Silverado just likely perfect around here. And before I just gonna be discarded, jump all the way off right here. And stick the landing down here and literally get crashed myself. Now, back into the racetrack before we're gonna be exiting this out. I'm pretty not sure that we're gonna be going to win or completed a race around here. Because despite going on to that mountain, of course, it's gonna be exactly how worse it was. And let's just cause the vehicle to be dirty again. Now, because of the only one last thing to do this video has gotten 20 minutes of off-roading madness around it. And of course, it's gonna be taking for very much longer as well. Finally, we decided to get all the way out of the off-road selection. And then the next one will be exactly this. As we're just gonna be trying to go on to your right, this contains muds everywhere out there. It's completely some kind of a dirt rally course, because despite seeing for these beautiful things as well, we're just gonna be went right there into the second gear. Mud trucks is gonna be only by using this thing as well. So made it all to here fast, and then some kind of things that just, well, probably there must be a mud selections out there. And I'm gonna be still using a fourth gear. If I just see mud, there's mud out there. We just continue to get off-roading after re-scenery for this out. This is where I just literally saw when I was on the road. On off-road, there must be containing muds around here. So I just try to avoid them. And because they're way too long and probably it's crazy out here. Now, let's just gonna be getting out of here, and probably we're just gonna be head on to the right. There must be a tree branch, and completely stuck on the tree branch as well. So, we're gonna be pushing the vehicle all the way out of here. As we can, despite seeing this. This is pretty not tough though. Now, I have completely stuck all the way down here. I think we're just gonna be making somewhere help. I accidentally making too close because this story isn't going to be made somewhere as well. So let's just despawn one car here. And then pretty much good away. So let's just continue around here. We're not retrying for this one because next time we're gonna be doing this again. Because I make sure I just literally come back. And there's the mud, I guess. I'm trying to avoid things to be so dirty as well. And I cannot believe this is the river of mud outside of the off-roading community as well. So let's just gonna be step away of these off-roading madness as well. So my front tires, all the tires have just gone dirty. And then the big muds of a lake of mud as well. I think the vehicle is completely dirty. I don't really think. Let's just get it out of here and wash this vehicle off of it. So probably this is gonna be the end of this video, where I just literally try to start this out because failed onto the final corner. And finally we did it, by the way. I cannot believe this off-road madness was pretty insane. I cannot believe this is going to be literally very much. But the next video will be for the American off-roading, like I said. Off-roading things were pretty smart for me, and I forgot to wash my truck off. And despite we're going to be the end of this video. Now, I hopefully enjoy of today's video, because probably it's a crazy, some kind of an off-roading menace as well. Blue off-road trucks. And there must be another trial. And the end of the road has come. And we cannot able to do this again because that is the end of the video, I guess. I'm pretty such as to do so. If you like to enjoy of today's video, considering like and subscribe and click the bell. And because hearing some kind of loud off-roading vehicles and semi-trucks is probably gone too far and turning off the engine as well. Thanks for watching and for all your support, and I'm gonna be signing off as well until for the next off-roading couple of weeks. Well, we see you all mini lads and the off-roading geeks all later.